Well, hey there, YouTube. Painte Two Finger here for the can gun. This is a contraption, plastic contraption. Looks like a cheap plastic. You don't need it. Go ahead and get the job done and use it without it. This is something I garbage picked and I never bothered using it. The idea is you snap this on top of a rattle can or spray paint can, which I do a lot of that. Now, before you laugh at me and call me a noob and all that, I've got several different airbrush rigs, and when I got into messing around with that stuff, went on the forum, the experts, someone had come in and asked, hey, I just got into trying airbrush, can I use a nebulizer pump, which is a little small medical air compressor? No, you can't use that. Nope. Anyway, you can. Don't listen. Whenever people, experts, people who do this, whatever hobby it is, and someone asks if they can do something, the pros, techs, and experts will shoot them down. No, you can't. You have to buy the $400 proper pump like me, which is just a load of bullpucky. You can directly connect a nebulizer pump to an airbrush. I would recommend getting a foot switch for the AC to turn the pump on and off with your foot. The other thing that you can do is make an air tank out of a 3-liter bottle, whatever you have. I got some brass air fittings that and some tubing from the hardware store, and then a section of a large diameter PVC pipe with some caps. And then drilled that out and threaded in these brass fittings. And I've got a sliding foot switch, which is like a lamp dimmer, hooked up to the nebulizer pump, with an air line running to the tank and then an air line coming out of the tank running to my airbrush. And it worked wonderfully. I refinished 3 guitars. One was a black SG that someone had really messed the finish up on it. So I sanded that down, primed it, and then just did a gloss black finish. Went for the kind of like Tony Iommi signature SG, which is chrome hardware on a black SG. Anyway, that guitar turned out really good. It's a player. The finish turned out wonderful. I also did a Eric Clapton custom paint job. I call it the Catocaster, and then I did a Rocky, George Harrison Rocky, which is a psychedelic painted guitar. Spent 5 weeks on that, and our Rocky clone is impeccable. So before you, Petey's a noob and he uses rattle cans. Yeah, I do. I use rattle can all the time, but I also paint by hand, and I also use an airbrush. So, easy now. Now, the can gun can be had for, now that we got that out of the way, because this is YouTube and everyone has to be kind of ignorant in the comment section, this is the can gun, and it has a patented V-port, V-slot, where you pop that in, and it sits on the rattle can, and then here you can see that lever moving down. That's what pushes down the nozzle. So typically what I do, will grab the rattle can, turn it upside down, shake it for 1 minute at least. Then I will line the nozzle up, always with the seam. There'll be a seam like a 1/2 inch, just a metal strip on the can, and that's just out of habit. I line my nozzles up with that seam. So again, with this, you want to make sure that the nozzle is facing away. However you line it up, I mean, you don't have to do any of that. Just wherever that nozzle is pointing is where you're going to want to install this, on the exact opposite side of that nozzle. And then you get, like, the control that you get when you use this is exceptional, and you end up with a superior finish. Not only is it just better and easier, you're not like pulling this muscle in here stressing your hand. Just doing it this way, it gives you, I cannot tell you. I would look at this and think, you don't really need it. I garbage picked this and I didn't use it for 15 years. And I used it yesterday and I was blown away at the results and how much I enjoyed using it. So I took a look today. I was raving about it to my daughter. You go on eBay and it's called the Can Gun Spray Can Handle item 116504. A guy named GSO Hardware has it for $4.50, and it says, Can Gun made in USA, the original. Spray paints, lubricants, adhesives, and more. Turns spray cans into spray guns. Quick snap on, snap off, reusable, eliminates finger fatigue and mess. Ergonomic design provides accurate control for professional results. And they ain't kidding about that. Easy to follow instructions on reverse. Yeah, I don't think we need the easy to follow instructions. I kind of already went over that. Let's see, there's some writing on the... Do I get writing on mine? To install, nose first on top of the can, push firmly until seated. So yeah, nose first. There'll be the can comes up and there's a little ring, and then it's indented in there, and then the nozzle comes up with the tube comes up, and then the nozzle is either connected to that tube or it detaches. Depends. There's different styles. So yeah, you're going to want to pop the patented V design. You come in at a little bit of an angle there. Get that in there where that it comes up. It's got the circle. You go in that circle and then pop that other end of the patented V design into locking it into place, and then you're ready to rock and roll. To remove, push bottom of handle towards can. So to remove, you comes off like that. And again, this is just one of those ingenious, stupidly simple product that performs exceptionally well. You're going to end up with a better finish. So taking a look, they've got different styles, $2.30, $2.50, $4.50 for the authentic. And then there's a $7 one, looks like a newer version. Oh, here it is, that newer version for $3.38. And this one, is it actually a can gun? I don't know, there's different versions that look like they have different ways of adapting to the aerosol can. I can't really speak for those, although the one with the black body and the red handle, I like that red trigger design. I wonder if that one is... I saw one that had that design with the big red trigger, the huge trigger coming out, and that said Can Gun on it. There's some that don't. It has the spot to say it, but the text isn't there. So this is kind of odd. I'm going to say this is a simple enough design, but I can't really vouch for the other ones. They are different. I'm going to recommend you get the original Can Gun. So this is definitely going to help you out. Would you like to see one of my custom painted guitars? You want to stick around for just a minute? Well, I'll tell you what. Let me go in here and turn the black and white off. So hold tight for a minute. I'm just gonna have to. I'm gonna have to take a walk over here and grab the Catacaster, which is just in the next room. So this is a guitar that I rescued from a dumpster. Actually, a Guitar Center dumpster. So here we have the back. This was all shot with my homemade air pump. The PVC tank hooked up, PVC pipe air tank that I made hooked up to a nebulizer pump with a sliding foot dimmer switch. So we have the Von Dutch flying eyeball, little hats off to Von Dutch, and then here we have the Catacaster. There it is with that would be Gusty, the cat that we had at the time when I R.I.P. Gusty. He was really a wonderful little pet. The favorite animal I've ever bonded with, really on a deep level. And of course he died of cancer just right after we got him. It was like 4 years we had him and he got sick. So yeah, that's the Catacaster guitar. It originally was an Eddie Van Halen paint job. Looked hideous, and I rescued it from a Guitar Center dumpster. It was missing a fret up here. Someone had pulled out one fret. So yeah, I replaced that fret. This guitar has a built-in mid boost, which is a mid-range frequency boost, which is one of the tricks that Eric Clapton uses, and he has that built in on one of his guitars. So yeah, the Catacaster, completely done with a homemade airbrush rig. This again has nothing to do with the can gun, except that I want to point out when I show something like this, the immediate backlash is going to be, oh, Petey Two Finger, that's that guy that all he does is play around with spray paint cans. He doesn't know how to do any finishing. So we kind of need to confront reality at times, where what I'm doing is trying to help people, and I don't deserve to be attacked for that. So enjoy whatever the project is that you're working on. The number one thing is the prize is not, it's not the thing. The prize is the work. The thing is what's left over from the main attraction, which is the work. So we really need to make sure that we enjoy the process whenever we're doing one of these hobby projects. It's got to be really fun and really awesome. And a tool like this, something simple like the can gun, is what it's going to take to transform that normal rattle can experience, which, as you know, is most likely going to leave you with some runs and some feeling of regret and this minimal self-esteem feeling. But when you have something like this, that I can be really legitimately proud of myself for saving this from the dumpster. It's a nice little paint job. So there you have it. Enjoy, and peace.